Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines we have Djibouti celebrate the 44th anniversary of its independence. For the international scene, UK highest rate of COVID-19 infection since February. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic receives warm congratulations from his French counterpart. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has on the occasion of our National Independence Day received a congratulatory message from his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron. I am pleased to send you, on behalf of myself and the French people, my warmest wishes for yourself and for the Djiboutian people, wrote President Macron in the telegrams he sent to the head of state. The relationship of our two countries is both strategic, structuring and expanding. Our cross visits in 2019 and 2021 and our regular exchanges have greatly contributed to this. I am delighted, he then noted. I would like to reiterate how essential it is to intensify our political and military dialogue marked by numerous high-level meetings, he continued. The French president then took advantage of this telegram to make a general inventory of the strategic partnership that the two nations maintain in a number of key areas. Our defense partnership is now boosted by the joint declarations of intent that we signed at February. He stressed sets up an ambitious and above all cherished course, he said, thus stating the deep attachment of his country to the privileged and exceptional cooperation that unite the two countries in the military and security file. I also hope that the momentum we have instilled in the file of economic relations will give new concrete results, he said. Finally, I am delighted with the constant diversification of our bilateral cooperation for the benefit of our civil societies, said the French president, who reiterated his warmest wishes for Djibouti on the occasion of the national holiday and the expressions of his high consideration to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. President Guelleh receives warm congratulations from the custodian of the two holy places, the King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the custodian of the two holy mosques, His Majesty Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, sent a congratulatory telegram to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, in the context of the celebrations of our National Independence Day. In his message, King Salman wished success and achievement to the head of state, more progress, development, prosperity to the Djiboutian people. The custodian of the two holy mosques, who praised the privileged relations between Saudi Arabia and the Republic of Djibouti, reiterate his readiness to work further to strengthen the bonds of brotherhood, friendship, and cooperation between the two countries and peoples. I should also be noted that a similar message was sent to the throne of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz, to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. Today is not a day like any other. Anchored in the collective memories of June 27 is the founding act of our accession to sovereignty, our state, our nation. Indeed, it is in this spirit that was held the ceremony of celebrations of the 44th anniversary of independence, which was celebrated this morning at the Palace of the Republic, placed under the aegis of the head of state, the CMGA, before the arrival of the president, has conducted a review of troops. This colorful ceremony brought together the various defense and security forces of our country. This military ceremony of tribute replaced the famous military parade of June 27 because of COVID-19 pandemic. Arriving in the early morning hours on the scene, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, was welcomed by the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, Hassan Omar Mohammed Burhan, and the Chief of the General Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, and the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, surrounded by several senior officers of the military high command this year, given by the context of a global pandemic of COVID-19 and the imperative of health security that prohibit large-scale collective gatherings. The military parade was covered in a smaller format. After saluting the colors of the nation under the rhythm of the national anthem played by the armed forces band, the head of state, accompanied by the Minister of Defense and Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces and the National Army, before reviewing the various troops in ceremonial dress. The President of the Republic, however, reviewed on the esplanade of the Palace of the Republic a representative number of all the armed and security forces of the country. Once the review of the troops finished, the procession of the President of the Republic left the Palace of the Republic, direction the Palace of the People, while going along the road of Venice. Arrived at the People's Palace, the head of state carried out the review of the troops. On his arrival, the President was welcomed by General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, carried out a review of the troop of honor, and saluted the flag. This day was marked by the traditional ceremony of deposit of wreaths of flowers on the tomb of the unknown soldiers by the President of the Republic, a moment of recollection, but also a duty in order to protect the peace of the danger which can threaten each day. A duty of memory is essential, timely. This wrestling ceremony was the quintessence of the Independence Day.
Chef de bataillon Ahmed, commandant la troupe d'honneur, en besoin de ça, président. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون فرحين بما آتاهم الله من فضله ويستبشرون بالذين لم يلحقوا بهم من خلفهم ألا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون صدق الله العظيم. اللهم اغفر لشهدائنا وشهداء المسلمين، اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. الفاتحة.
Afterwards, the big reception was held at the Presidential Palace. It is a roundabout organized in the west wing of the Palace of the Republic by the President that the Head of State, Ismail Omar Guelleh, addresses his wishes not only to his various guests but to the entire nation. After greeting, the President of the Republic stressed the importance of the sovereignty so dearly acquired on June 27 in 1977. It is this sovereignty that has become the solid foundation of the unity, construction and the consolidation of our nation and our republic. Our sovereignty is our banner that we proudly display to affirm our identity.
Adulka, the
In his speech, the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, has indicated that this day of June 27, 1977 has a specificity that we all cherish. It is a day that belongs to history. However, it is a day that does not belong to the past, for it is a day that we celebrate every year as a historical present. Listen to the head of state.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Chers compatriotes, comme chaque année,
My dear fellow countrymen, as every year it is with great joy and pride that I address the nation on the occasion of the celebration of our National Day. Every year, this celebration is a moment of joy, pride, and national communion for all our compatriots. It is also and above all a moment of meditation and prayer for our meteorites, for all those who have made the supreme sacrifice, for all those heroes and who died to give birth to our national sovereignty. We pray to the Most High and the Most Merciful to grant them His eternal paradise. Amen. My dear citizens, on this day of June 27th, we also have a grateful thought of our forces of order and security, because wherever they are, inside the country, at our borders, or abroad for peace missions, they are also the ones who guarantee our sovereignty, not only by ensuring the integrity of our territory, but also by being the vectors of our values of peace, unity, and equality. My dear fellow citizens, this day of June 27th, 1977, has a specificity that we all cherish. It is a day that belongs to history. However, it is a day that does not belong to the past. For it is a day that is celebrated every year as a historical present, as a continuous and ongoing truth, which blossoms in the consciousness of all generations. Yes, this day of June 27 is timeless, because it symbolizes pride, freedom, equality, all these unchanging values that are the ingredients of our national identity. All Djiboutians find themselves in the mirror of this day, which is not only a reflection of their identity, but also of their hopes and aspirations.
The head of state has indicated that the sovereignty is also regenerated, and thanks to the progress of our society, our economy, and it is thanks also to our development. Listen to the head of state.
mes chers compatriotes, si notre souveraineté se régénère,
My dear compatriots, our national sovereignty is a conquest acquired through hard struggle. But this conquest was only the beginning of an adventure undertaking on the long road of its consolidation. That is why today more than yesterday, and tomorrow more than today, we must redouble our commitment to assert and strengthen our sovereignty. It is for our state, for our republic, and for our nation a guarantee of living together and of peaceful coexistence with our neighbors and the rest of the world. We know better than anyone that our individual and collective salvation lies in our stability, our unity, our cohesion, and our capacity of dialogue. This idea is also valid at the regional level. Through the crises and upheavals of history, we have acquired the certainty that the interdependence of our countries is a reality that can only find a sustainable and balanced path through a proactive regional integration policy. However, the development of our countries for our peoples cannot be achieved without stability inside and outside each territory. Djibouti has always called for the peaceful resolution of conflicts, and our neighbors can always count on our full support, if necessary, for their efforts to achieve a peaceful settlement. However, just like the struggle for independence, the momentum towards lasting peace can only be set in motion by the decision makers and the people themselves. We hope, therefore, that the commitment to work for the creation of a climate of peace and cohesion will continue to prevail in all circumstances in our region. My dear countrymen, if our sovereignty is regenerated and strengthened without being exhausted, it is also thanks to the progress of our society and our economy. It is thanks to our development. And do not doubt it for a moment, my dear compatriots. It is your efforts, your sacrifices, and your commitments that have propelled and continue to prepare our country on the path of its development. That is why on April 9th you made a clear democratic choice. This choice is one of the responsibility, but also one of trust, so that we continue together this new mandate that you have just entrusted to me. The political continuity that you have voted for in the ballot box commits me, as always, to serve you and my country with fervor, dedication, and loyalty. This is the meaning of the oath I took.
Listen to the head of state, Ismail Omar Gele.
maalin taariikhiya weeye.
But my dear compatriots, political continuity can in no way be confused with a policy of continuity, for political continuity is that of the trajectory of which our country continues to progress in advance. It is the opposite of a policy of continuity, synonymous with stagnation and confinement. Our nation must prepare itself for all eventualities. It must seize all opportunities. It must be able to count above all on the energy and determination of all of us. The COVID-19 pandemic was a test for us. It has shown us the strength of solidarity and generosity in our capacity for resilience. But this pandemic has also highlighted, as many countries, the structural deficiencies of our society and our economy. We are not going to ignore or hide these shortcomings. On the contrary, we are going to solve them so that our country can face in the future both exogenous and endogenous shocks. My dear citizens, yes, we have a great ambition for our country. It is around this ambition that all the actions of the government are focused. It is around this ambition that we all mobilize the energy we need to build our future. The fulfillment of each and every one of us will come from the sum of our efforts, whoever we are and wherever we are. A sense of belonging to this great country must go hand in hand with the love of our fellow men. This is the most efficient and dignified way to consolidate our national sovereignty and to build a better future. Long live national independence. Long live the Republic.
The ceremony of the celebration of 27 June starts last night in the capital of Djibouti. This ceremony this event. So the Republic of Djibouti is now 44 years old, and yesterday it celebrated the founding act of our state, our nation, and our republic. It is on this trinity root that Djibouti has built its future and its development without a respite. It is a festive atmosphere that Djibouti has celebrated its independence. The road and the public or private administrative buildings have proudly displayed their flag. The crossroads of the main arteries of the capital were dressed with the colors of the flag of the Republic. The Republic is the home of all of us. It is real and it is a reality. The Republic is the home of all of us. It is real and it is all these institutions from which it emanates that protect us from drift and allow us the progress and live together in harmony. During these 44 years, Djibouti has managed to keep its stability, its peace, its tranquility. The 44th anniversary of our national independence is the symbol of our freedom. It's always a strong moment of gathering around the cardinal values which form the basis of Djiboutian nation, values of unity, equality, and peace. If this nation is certainly not the largest in size and rests, for us, it is the dearest in the world because it is she who shelters us, because it is she who protects us. And in the same emotional impulse, it is her that we love. It is here an unfailing love that resonates in our hearts. It is precisely in this optic that Djiboutians gathered last night at the Palace of the People to celebrate in the joy and gladness these nations which become impossible to circumvent in the regional scenes to see continental. During this festivity of the National Day, the winners and finalists of the contest of the history of Djibouti, organized by the national company, in collaboration with the radio televisions, were given gifts. This contest, entitled "The People, an Identity and a History," it is the first of its kind organized by the national company Air Djibouti. Objective was to allow young people to better understand the histories of their country. This contest was launched on May 28 and took place in five parts. Several candidates followed each other to compete. This contest was an opportunity to encourage vocations to young people for the history of their country. Ahmed Ali Aden, the winners of the contest, was awarded the prizes. Ahmed Ali Aden, the winners of the awarded this contest on the history of our country has been a growing success and a lot of enthusiasm in the Djiboutian population. The radio television of Djibouti was asked for here in the appointment of this historical event, which is the celebrations of the independence of our country. Technician, cameraman, engineers, director, cameraman, and were all mobilized for the live transmission on TV channels on the Facebook to allow our diasporas to follow live these festivities rich in colors. The radio of Djibouti did not miss to the call. Also, radio operators and our animators were all then also on the part of our transmissions in live on our radio waves. Following the meeting with the technical and financial partner, Finance Minister Ilyas Musa Dawale and his peers held a small committee meetings via video conference with the development partners. The meeting aimed to promote the greater awareness and support for the initiative among a wider range of stakeholders and to help increase its visibility. As today meeting, the participations of Sudan, now a few members of the Horn of Africa initiative, was welcomed. Priorities involving Sudan will be developed in accordance with the initiative's priority agenda, and the first project involving Sudan is expected to be approved in the coming years. Indeed, the Horn of Africa initiative has so far mobilized more than $3.3 billion from the three development partners to fund key regional priorities in the areas of transport, connectivity, energy, trade, digital economy, trade facilitation, agropastoralism, and locust control resilience buildings in the coming months. For his part, the Finance Minister Ilyas Musa Dawale said we also propose to reach out to other partners and to private sectors to work together to finance the remaining of $15 billion in priority funding for the initiative. The Minister of Finance said in response that the Horn of Africa initiative has so far mobilized more than $3.3 billion from the three development partners to fund key regional priority in the areas of transport, connectivity, energy, trade, digital economy, trade facilitation, agropastoralism, locust control, resilience building. For the international scene, the United Kingdom on Saturday recorded its highest rate of new coronavirus infections since early February as the National Health Services leads a campaign to increase vaccination. Authorities said 80,278 people had tested positive for the virus across the UK, the highest daily number since February. 5 daily cases have risen quite sharply in recent weeks because of the Delta variant, which was first identified in India and is considered by government scientists to be between 14 and 18% more transmissible than the previous dominant strain. This accounts for almost all new cases in the UK. Most of the new confirmed cases are from younger people who have not yet received a vaccine against COVID-19, although hospitalizations and deaths have increased slightly over the past 2 weeks. They have not kept pace with the increase in infections. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.